We're here with your favorite personalities for a special edition, Truth by Fire, AFCON. Will they tell the truth? When was Bafana's first international game?
Yo.
Or will they face the fire? Now, welcome to Truth by Fire. Coach, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So the rules are simple.
Okay.
We're going to have a conversation. But it is South African football. It's a big time for Africa. We're talking AFCON as well.
Yeah.
But in the middle of our conversation, I'm going to ask you true or false questions. If you get them right, we move on. If you get it wrong, you have to eat this concoction that we've made for you here. Yeah, baba. But I baba cool.
Okay.
First and foremost, big time for Africa. All eyes are on us. What do you think of the quality of African football going into this 2025 AFCON?
How many players have converted not to play for the countries where they are born, but where they have alliance with their great grandparents, with their parents, and all of that? A lot.
Yeah.
You know, and it started in 2023 in Cote d'Ivoire, and you look at it now from even South Africa. There's players that have said, "Can I go and play in South Africa?" You know, West Africans, we see them a lot in Congo. We see them a lot. Gabon, almost 80%. You know. You look at teams like Comoros, where the coach actually had to go and get those players, and they said, yes, why not? We'd love to go and play for our countries. So that just shows you how much spotlight and highlight AFCON has become. You know, it has always been, but people were just downplaying who we are and how boss we are. So for me, it is the greatest thing ever, you know, where you are celebrated at home.
On that note, I want to ask you, do you think it's because it's hard for them to scheme in the countries that they're currently in? Like, for example, take Brahim Diaz, for example. He is now playing for Morocco. Do you think it's harder for them to get a scheme in the other countries? So now they're saying, let me just go to Africa. Or do you think it's genuine love for their country, first and foremost, and for African football as a whole?
It's 60-40, you know, 60 being some, yes, good tight. Because let's take a country like France. How many African players are playing for France that are born in Africa? So it's a plethora of players, and some of them have to choose to say it's a long list of quality players. You know, so I have a choice. Either I can, you know, stay there, come here, and the benefit of it is that they were developed in the youth structures like Diaz. He played for Spain and all of that, and now he comes through for Morocco. And at 40, it's them knowing the love, the genuine love that comes with that, you know, how you are celebrated, your roots, you are embedded in Africa. You know.
Now, speaking of AFCON, I remember 2023 AFCON, we were rightly praised for the great use of VAR. We kind of set a standard of, you know, referees not being afraid to go to the screen, but still stick with their calls, as opposed to what we see in a lot of European leagues where when you're going to the screen, we know the outcome of that. Now, fast forward to 2025, there's a lot of quote-unquote questionable calls. What do you think has went wrong? Do you think we're still being consistent with 2023, or there's been some cracks between the last AFCON tournament and the current AFCON tournament, where now we were being praised for this great use of VAR, but now it's like, how, guys, what's going on?
I think in 2023, we shocked people. They didn't think we would handle it so well. We would operate it so well and embrace it and show the world that when you're honest and really know how to use a machine and apply your own knowledge as well, it goes swiftly. And later on, it's the changing of the rules as well. Hand to ball, hand, you know, unnatural, natural, offside by a toe. It's a lot that comes with it. Was it the intention to get the ball? Also, the rules around it. What is the use of a VAR for the general people at home? Now we understand it more and we get to see and decide, if you're taking too long, can you not see the laws? Because there's a lot of things you have to apply. Which direction, you know? And also, I think the magnitude of the game also influences those ideas and decisions that come with it. I think it's also the changing of the rules now and then that makes it a bit tricky. Okay,
now we're going to jump into the truth or false questions. You know the rules. If you get it wrong, it's in sure. So this is about AFCON 2023. True or false? 121 goals were scored in AFCON 2023.
False.
Yes, we survived.
Like, next 5 times. But I had to think, and because I know. Yeah, I did AFCON 2023. So,
now I have to ask you a question that you've probably heard a million times before. South Africa's national team, Bafana Bafana. There's always some sort of debate around the treatment between Bafana Bafana and Banyana Banyana, even though the quality in its own right is the same. And we can even argue that Banyana Banyana has even achieved a lot more than the men's national team. Where do you think the gap is between that?
The first thing is professionalization of anything. Men's football and women's football in South Africa. We don't have a professional league. That's a starter. So already competition, so a gap, and then the coaches that are there, how many of them have full-time contracts? The players that are playing, how many of them have full-time contracts? Bonuses and all of that. So it keeps going. When I played, the under-23s had a much better bonus than us at Banyana Banyana.
Wow.
So.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So so it's the culture that is there, in not professionalizing things. But because once you professionalize things, it becomes easy. However, the gap has been bridged better. I wore a shirt that I own. It's an extra large that I wore when I was a size 28 probably, when I played for Banyana Banyana.
What?
Number 5, Begolagambazo.
Yeah.
And now, as old as I am, it fits me, but it's still big.
Yeah.
So can you imagine the gap that we used to face?
Yeah.
So from a kit to a woman's designer cart and all of that. So a gap has been bridged, but however, it hasn't been closed, and it will never be closed. But I always say for good equality, is for you to say, I'm taking Bafana Bafana to a 5-star hotel. I can take Banyana to a 4-star hotel because revenue I find.
Of course.
But you can never take Bafana to a hotel and take Banyana Banyana to coming in day in and out.
Yeah.
You are not bridging the gap.
Because these are athletes at the end of the day.
They are both going to a hotel. They all have medical team. They all have transport. They all go to, they fly. They don't take a bus. So if you make services equal, it bridges the gap a lot more. Then it's easy to fight for other things.
On that note, let's go back to a question. When was Bafana's first international game?
Okay, they got back into international football already in 95, because 94, 95, and then they hosted AFCON.
No, even you can just give me the year, it's fine.
It's obvious 96, so we have 96.
I don't get him Lilo.
95.
92.
But when did it match?
What do you mean, when did it match?
Remember, we had different national teams.
Yes.
Black, white, colored, Indian.
It matched 92. According to
okay, let me not fight it. I know I argue my way out
you can
of things.
Now, back to AFCON. Bafana's performance wasn't what we expected as a nation, especially the performance that they put in 2023. It didn't really live up to the expectations that we had in 2025. What do you think went wrong with that team? What do you think we weren't doing right? Is it tactics? Is it drive? Is it ambition? What went wrong with the team this time around?
2023, we had almost 11 players from Sundowns.
Yeah.
There was telepathy. So when the coach brought in all those players, it's easy to say, when there's 9 players from Sundowns, guys, you know how you play at Sundowns. I need that energy, I need that. And he infuses his knowledge, his game plan, and how he wants things executed. Right now, we are looking at players that are from Pirates. Are they all starting from Pirates? No. Let's bring it back to the league in South Africa. A lot of teams are mushrooming coming up, and there's so much competition. So the coach hasn't had time really to get all the best players in one pot. He's still striving on, can I get 5 from the best performing teams, bring them in and still try to match. Right? Now teams know who we are. In 2023, they didn't know what hit them because there was that, all South African players are playing in local league. The South African league is not that strong.
There's nothing to worry about here.
And they got a shock of their lives, right? And you also look at the experience that the Pirates players have, the key players that are in that Bafana team. Apollos is playing his first Champions League. Muremi is playing his first Champions League proper. Mufukeng hasn't done well this season in his team. He's not a starter.
He was barely playing in this Bafana squad as well.
Let's look at Lyle. It's his first AFCON. So teams have gotten, has improved as well, because we can never look down on AFCON standard as well. Teams have improved. We haven't had enough time to gel and see what we can do well together as a team that is coming into Bafana Bafana. And that's why I took you back to 2023 to say how many Sundowns players that were starters.
But then why don't we just do that again? Why don't we just take the same formula and say, let's take 11 players from Sundowns again?
Not all 11 right now at Sundowns are starters.
True.
Murena is not starting as much. Mshishi is not there. Reyners is competing. He was competing with Ribeiro also last season. So there's a lot of changes. These players are not in the same setup as well. Also, there's other players that need to be given a chance that are coming up. We would never have had Apollos perform so well, so much from Polokwane City to where he is now. So there's a lot that is changing. And also some of the players that are coming in that are key players, they are still like, I'm here, you know? Can you believe you're looking at Lyle Foster and saying, it's his first AFCON. And we are looking at him. Now imagine if Makgopa would have came in and started, but the levels are not the same between Makgopa and Lyle.
Now, speaking of which, you mentioned, having a lot of locally based players, which worked very well for, 2023 AFCON. But now the coach has now apparently come out in an interview and say, look, we're playing with a lot of local players. We need to give local players a chance to go abroad, which from a fan perspective, it starts sounding like an excuse. With how Marisa Benzida last time, you didn't have, issues with having a lot of locally based players. Now it's Pume this early in AFCON. It's sounding like you wanted more international players in the squad. Where do you think that puts the coach now? Because it makes us a bit nervous going into the World Cup. If you're saying, excuse Uguti, we don't have enough international players. We don't have as it is. We're not going to have that much more going into, the World Cup. Like, where do you think that puts the coach right now?
We always talk about environment, everything, heredity, nothing. And heredity had pushed us so much in 2023, and together with the environment. What was the environment looking like? We had players that were playing so well, whether they were from Pirates, from Sundowns, and other teams that were coming together, right? And we went into 2023 as underdogs, where our nation was like, baya buya lab. Remember, we did not have enough support and all of that. We didn't have faith. We were like the Nigerian fans. And then Bafana Bafana were playing to prove us, to show us, Guti, you still need to fill up those stadiums. Who did we beat? We beat Abo Morocco, Abo Nigeria, going into 2023, and that was a climb for us.
Got you. Now we're going to jump back into the quick fire.
Sure.
This is
5-10.
It's a mixture of AFCON trivia and African trivia overall. True or false? Nollywood is Nigeria's second biggest employer after agriculture.
Yo. Okay, back to oil. So agriculture, oil, True.
Okay, you survived the fire. That's
true.
That's correct.
Oh God, please now.
The top goal scorer for last AFCON 2023 is William Troost Ikong.
The top goal scorer of
2023 AFCON.
2023 AFCON. False.
Okay.
It's Sue. I know.
Okay. Over 25% of the world's languages are spoken in Africa.
Over
25% of the world's languages are spoken in Africa.
Absolutely. We have 11 la.
Okay.
In Kiswahili, nje West Africa, iyodwa. Pidgin now say we language.
Yo.
Spitori say language. So can you imagine?
Not Spitori being a language. And the last question, the African population is much younger than the rest of the world.
The African population is much younger.
Yeah, age-wise. So in general, Africans are much younger than the rest of the world. True or false?
False. China,
why?
The
The average age in Africa is below 20. Believe it or not.
Okay. I should have thought about Europe. Ngoba makhetla wase Europe base la. Okay.
Thathi kumba this time.
Ndoda. Ngisho ngathi ngi-lactose intolerant hoping ukuthi uzothi. Mara okay lactose ibizi mara bengithi ngilahlela igama nje.
Okay. Thank you for joining us, but I have to get your prediction for AFCON. Who do you think is taking it?
Senegal.
Wow, okay.
So Senegal, I think they'll redeem themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Coach, thank you so much for your time and your insight. Akubabi next most lap.
No, tema ngiza ngafika ngadli cheese ngayibeka la ukuthi.
Thank you so much.
Phela mele uziqinise ungajabulisi ukuthi.
Yeah, ube strong.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. And that's it for Truth by Fire.